All right, folks, we are about to begin play in pool play game number 2 on the day. We have our MacNSeitz boys up against the, oh my goodness, Olathe Falcons today. We are playing in the 3-2 Oktoberfest, and it's turning into a beautiful, beautiful morning. Still here early. Boys played earlier, if you did not join us, at 8 a.m. Most guys having to be up before even 6 a.m. to get out here on time. And so an early start and game that did not go our way. Boys looking just a little bit flat and not fielding the ball well, not hitting the ball well, and leaving a number of batters or runners stranded out on the base paths. So we're going to gear up here and hopefully with a little bit more energy for game number 2 against these Olathe Falcons. I'll go through our starting lineup here, and looks like we've got Ryder Vota, Austin Strength, Arlo Mai, Paul McClinney, Jacob Larson, Tucker Lee, Harrison Perkins, Odie Saxon, Brooks Carr, Evan Brooks, Logan Peterson, and Reed Eckert to round out our MacNSeitz team. We have the home advantage right now, and so we will start out with Brooks Carr on the mound. Leading off for the Olathe Falcons is Gavin, number 34. Looks like he is their catcher. Fair ball, this one down the left field line. This will roll back to the fence, and that'll be a leadoff double for the Olathe Falcons. So Arlo Mai out there at third base and had no chance at that play. Nice little hit, and looked like Harrison Perkins doing a good job making his way out to the ball and getting a throw in, although not in time. And their leadoff batter now at second base. Brooks Carr, the only left-handed pitcher that we have on the team, starts out with a strike one call on that first pitch to batter number 2. Pickoff attempt at second base. No going there. Runner is back safely. Ball gets away from Paul, and the runner makes his way over to third uncontested. So Brooks Carr, here this fall, 6.2 innings pitched so far, not including what he's got going right now. Nice off-speed pitch there for a strike call. Now a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. That'll be strike 3 and 1 down. So we've got 1 down and runner on third. So Brooks doing a pretty good job for us this fall here. 2 games he's pitched in so far. Started 2. He's faced 33 batters overall. Only given up 8 hits, 6 runs, all of which were earned, and then 6 walks. But also enjoying 5 walkouts, or 5 strikeouts rather, and of course adding to that one here at that last batter. Ball hit well to the right side. This is going to be out of play as Logan Peterson makes his way over to the fence line. Ball high, and now a 1-1 count. Brooks continuing to work from the stretch. Another ball high there. So Brooks not a big velocity guy. We talked about this the last time he was able to take the mound, and but good movement on his pitches. Hard ball hit. This one is going to get by the left fielder. Center fielder tracks the ball down at the fence line, making the relay into Ryder Votaw, but he is in for a double. 1 run will score, and so Olathe Falcons getting on the board early. So in the past, when Brooks has been able to get in here and work in the strike zone, ball up, and that one is out of play again. But when he's been able to stay within the strike zone, balls are getting put in play, and the boys have done a great job behind him defensively. And so that's what we're going to need to see again here. I would imagine, as it looks like the Olathe Falcons are definitely swinging away here early. That's a ball high for a 1-1 count. Conservative lead over there at second. Nobody really working the runner right now. This is ball high. And now a 2-1 count. This one hard hit. This is going to be the right side. And Tucker Lee over to the foul fence, but it's well out of play. So number 3-5 looks like Trenton for the Olathe Falcons at the plate. This ball over the first baseman for a single. Throw comes in from right field, and that'll save 1 run. But runners now on the corners. So well hit ball there. Right field making a nice play to protect that run. Pickoff attempt over at first, and the runner is back safely. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. And so that's number 1, Joey, for the Olathe Falcons up at the plate. Runners take their lead. Runner goes from first over to second, and no throw down. And you got to wonder if these boys are going to kind of come around and wake up after that first showing out of the first game where everyone looked just a little bit flat. High fly ball, this one to left field. Harrison Perkins tracking it down. Does not make the play. Throws into Votaw, and 1 run comes across. That'll be an RBI single. Sun kind of in my eyes, and I couldn't tell exactly what happened out there in left field with Harrison. If he just wasn't able to track it down or if the ball just fell down in. But regardless, finding some green space, and another run comes across the plate. Number 10 for the Olathe Falcons, Caden, up at the plate, takes his first ball down in the dirt. Foul ball down the third base line, and now an even count at 1-1. So interesting, Brooks with, hard hit. This one our shortstop. Fielded by Votaw to second, over to first. Double play. And the boys get their way out of that inning on a nice double play. Well, we make our way out of that inning. Looks like the Olathe Falcons a good hitting team so far. We have not faced them yet this fall. That's going to take us over to bottom of the first. Down just 1-0. And fortunately, earning that opportunity to be the home team here in pool play game number 2 for the 3-2 Oktoberfest. So if you're joining us from home or wherever you happen to be at, appreciate you guys watching. Would ask that you guys go ahead and subscribe, and if you can, give us a like on our videos. Leave us a comment if you'd like. We see a variety of people tune in for our games, including fans and family from the opposing teams. All welcome to watch. We are streaming live to YouTube and Twitter. And I think that for some of you parents who are watching, as we're playing in the 14U age division, you're going to see that these boys playing in spring and summer of next year, this will be their last year of playing prior to playing for their schools in high school. And you'll see that a lot of the high school baseball coaches and recruiters and things like that, they primarily use Twitter. And so while old guys like myself, we used to stream to Facebook and whatnot, we still have a Facebook group and page where we're posting the link. But from a historical standpoint, these boys are able to go back in, review their mechanics and whatnot out on the YouTube channel, because those games don't ever go away. And then now also streaming to Twitter, so we can start to get some of these baseball coaches, the high school baseball coaches, acclimated with some of the players as they look to continue their baseball endeavors on into high school next year. Well, that's going to bring up Ryder Votaw to lead us off. Ryder batting .263 on the season so far, and that is specifically for the fall season. Ryder new to the MacNSeitz team, 3, I think, additions to the MacNSeitz team this fall. And so we're excited to have Ryder here along with us. This pitch coming in 64 miles an hour as Ryder takes the first pitch for a ball. Ball number 2, that one at 60 miles an hour. And so let's see if we can't get a little picture-in-picture going and see how this is looking for Ryder. Little foul tip. This one fouled back. And Ryder seems to be on it. Now a 2-2 count. And one of the things that we struggled with in the game prior to this Olathe Falcons is swinging the bat and protecting the plate on a 2-strike count. Ryder working his way to a full count here, leading us off. And he earns a walk. So Ryder's on base percentage right at 400, and imagine that will continue to go up. Showing good discipline at the plate, and MacNSeitz has our lead-off batter now on base. So Ryder is going to represent a little pickoff attempt. That gets away, and Ryder makes his way over to second. As a first baseman, kind of, takes almost a lackadaisical move to, after the ball gets away from him, to get over and get the ball. I'm a little surprised by that. Ryder kind of rounded second, thought about going over to third, but decided better of it. And now in scoring position. Reed Eckert with a foul tip back. Now Reed, not having joined us this fall yet, multi-sport athlete, as I said before. He's been playing some basketball tournaments and hasn't been able to make any of our fall baseball games yet, so it's good to have him out here on the diamond. Wild pitch gets by the catcher, and Ryder makes his way over to third, paying close attention to the action out at the plate. So no statistical numbers on Reed just yet. I haven't pulled anything in from this first game that we had. Another wild pitch, and Ryder comes across the plate. That'll tie the game up. And so some control issues here early for number 3-5. This is the pitcher for the Olathe Falcons, Trenton. Showing like he's got the capability for some good velocity, but struggling with some of his control here early. A lefty, interesting to say. We haven't seen a lot of lefties yet. So this matchup touting two starting left-handed pitchers for each team. So that's a pretty cool thing to see as Reed fouls that one out of play. Ball in. And a strike three call. So got him with a nice off speed there, and I'm sure Reed wishes he had that one back. That's something that I think we struggled with in the first game there, was just really not swinging away with 2 strikes and the pitch count. And so unfortunately Reed goes down there, but that brings up Arlo Mai, who's swinging away on the first pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. Ball high. So now a 1-1 count. Just one down. And a tie ball game. Arlo fouls this one back. Still just a bit chilly here this morning, but sun is out and scattering of clouds. Every time the sun goes behind the clouds there, it gets a little bit chilly. Arlo on a swing and a miss there for strike 3, and as he trots back to the dugout, that's going to bring up number 12, Paul McClenny, to the plate. So Paul batting .579 on the fall season so far. Didn't get much going in the first game today. We'll see if he can't get something going. He's been leading the team in almost every batting statistical category for us, outside of walks. But leading the team in RBIs, leading the team in on base, slugging, OPS, just about everything, as he takes a strike call there. Ball outside. That one at 64 miles an hour. So any of the extended family might be viewing from another area. Olathe is a suburb of Kansas City. as Paul fouls this one back. And another strike call there. So we're on a full count. 2 down here, bottom of the first. Paul puts this one in play over to first base. And he reels that one in for out number 3. So everything all even. MacNSeitz is able to tie up the ball game there in the bottom of the first. That's going to take us to top of 2. And we'll see if we can't get our defense behind Brooks Carr. So give me just a moment here, and we'll be right back with you as Brooks warms up for beginning of the second inning. And just a little air horn to make sure you guys are staying awake as we watch this game. So Brooks now from the windup. And a nice off speed that fouls back for, that'll even up the count at 1-1. Number 13 for the Olathe Falcons out at the plate. I have a handwritten roster here, and it's a little difficult to read the name on that. I'm not sure what that is. Well, regardless, it's now a 2-1 count as that last pitch from Brooks coming in well high. This one a little bit low, now a 3-1 count. And you got to like Brooks, man. He's one of these kids that I feel like just from an attitude standpoint always seems to be very even-keeled, doesn't get down on himself real hard, at least not from what I've been able to tell just yet. And so whether it's a ball or a strike, you wouldn't be able to tell. And, of course, as I say that, he raises his head up after walking this leadoff batter. But I do think that he seems to have a good, strong mentality to go ahead and persevere through things. So we'll see how this ends up here. But the Olathe Falcons getting their first or their leadoff batter, out on base now. Pickoff attempt over at first. Runner back safely. As that ball comes in just a bit high. That's number 24, Josh, for the Olathe Falcons out at the plate. So Falcons giving us a roster with first names. And a 2-0 count now. It doesn't look like Olathe Falcons have any intent on stealing. Pop up. This one's on the right side. Odie Saxon calling for it. He reels that in for out number 1. So great job by Odie there. And I always appreciate it, even though he was the only player well within reach of being able to get to that ball. He's still waving his hands and still calling, using those foundational principles within baseball and making sure that everybody knows. Olathe bunts down third base. Paul scoops it up, and that'll be out number 2 out at first base, but Olathe Falcons move the runner over to second. So nice job by Paul handling that bunt well and not being overly surprised. Batter did show bunt relatively early. And line drive over to Arlo Mai, who handles that one easily for out number 3. I know you guys probably missed that one on the video there, but fantastic job by Arlo. And MacNSeitz now showing some of their capabilities defensively and their ability to make outs when the ball is put in play. And that's something that they've done well when Brooks Carr has been on the mound. All right, all set to begin here now, bottom of the second. Number 3-3, Jacob Larson out at the plate. So Jacob making his way on base a couple of times here in the past game. As he takes one inside for ball number 1. So it looks like my younger son, Camden Lee, playing some basketball earlier today, just joined us along with my wife. As Jacob pops that one up in foul territory, but First baseman is able to handle that one for out number 1. That's going to bring up big Logan Peterson, and we'll see if he can't get us going here in bottom of the 2nd. Again, the matchup all tied up now at 1-1. And he takes the first pitch for strike 1. Call. So I didn't get into a lot of Logan's stats here earlier because he hasn't been able to join us for too many games this fall. Batting .500 when he was able to join us. So nice hard hit. This one well out of play to the right side. And so now getting behind in the count, down 0-2. And takes a ball inside. So left-handed pitcher, number 3-5 for the Olathe Falcons, doing a good job working in and out. And we'll see what he comes up with here. Ball high and outside. And Logan showing good discipline, not chasing anything. I think the biggest trick here is knowing when to put the bat on the ball because it's close enough and it could be a strike, right? And I think that's kind of what we struggled with a little bit in this last game. But that brings us to a full count now, and nobody on base, and just one down. Big swing and a miss. So that'll be strike 3, and Logan was swinging for the fences on that one. Well, that's now 2 down, and that brings up number 19, Tucker Lee, to the plate. So Tucker with a .583 on-base percentage, 12 walks on the season coming into today's play. Did have at least 1 walk in the last game. Takes his first pitch for a ball down in the dirt over to the left. Strike call. And Tucker takes a moment to step out of the box. Not sure if he just didn't like the call or what the case was, but we got a lefty versus lefty here. And a strike call there. So I tried talking to Tucker about this, and he's been playing a little bit too close to the plate. Continues to do the same thing here, and puts this ball in play. It's over to second base. Second baseman flubs the ball, and Tucker with good speed makes his way on base, reaches on air. And MacNSeitz, we'll take it as we can get it. But that puts one on base, and that would represent the go-ahead run. That brings up number 28, Harrison Perkins, at the plate. Harrison taking that first pitch down low for ball number 1. Perkins batting .364 on the season with a .600 on-base percentage. But his OPS, which is the on-base plus slugging, 1.145, outstanding statistical average there. He's also pretty high up on the walk list as well. And both Tucker and Harrison showing good speed out on the base paths. Swing and a miss there. Tucker goes to second. Slides a little early, but he's able to make it in. Good throw by number 3-4, the catcher for the Olathe Falcons, Gavin, down there at second, although not in time. Swing and miss. And Harrison's count now 2-2. So 2 down. Runner in scoring position. Harrison just need to put the ball in play. That ball well high. And that'll bring us to a full count. Harrison looking good up at the plate this fall season here, and especially, again, as I said, boys not having a lot of opportunity to practice due to multi-sport athletes and things like that. I have not talked with his parents to see if he was one of the boys that's also playing fall football. And I'll have to do that. But if you guys are watching from home, or I think I saw his mom over here earlier as he takes ball 4 and will make his way over to first base. But leave a comment on the video. Let me know if Harrison's been playing some other sport this fall. Now that's going to bring number 5, Brooks Carr, to the plate. Brooks looking to help himself here as he's the starting pitcher. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. This one fouls off left side. As the pitcher steps off the rubber and takes a moment here to reset. So again, a classic lefty versus lefty matchup here. And that ball, wild pitch. Runners go, and they'll advance uncontested. That ball pitched well above Brooks's head for a wild pitch. Catch did a good job trying to get the glove on it. That one down the dirt to the left, and again, catcher doing a good job moving laterally to his left and keeping that ball in front of him, protecting that run. So Tucker on third, Harrison on second, so good speed. And a wild pitch. This one, again, well above the head. It went all the way to the backstop. So now a full count. Not sure if that ball is just slipping out of his hand or if it's a release point thing, but a couple pitches in a row there. That one down in the dirt, and Brooks will take ball 4 to load the bases. And then now it looks like the Olathe Falcons want to have a quick conference out at the mound. And let's see if we can't get a little picture-in-picture going here and see what Odie Saxon's looking like here up at the plate. So kind of a cool new view, and again, an update on our software program that we're using that's allowing us to do some picture-in-picture. Odie, fly ball. This one's to the right side, and second baseman hauls that in for out number 3. And so it continues for MacNSeitz, leaving 3 on base. And that's just been the story of the day today. We left 3 on base twice in the last game and 2 on base once last game. So boys just not finding a way to get those runs across the plate. And obviously there wasn't anything you could do from a strategy standpoint. You know, with 2 outs, you're not going to play small ball and bunt that runner in and things like that, because 2 outs, you know, it's the chances of getting on base just kind of small. So just needing to come up with the hits and stuff like that. But honestly, the way that we're making our way on base has been a lot of walks today. So we're still not swinging the bat well, but doesn't mean that we can't come away with the W here, because it is a tie ball game. And right now we're going to be moving into top of the 3rd. And it looks like we're going to stick with Brooks, and why not? His pitch count doesn't seem to be too high, and we're getting outs behind him. So take a small break here. And folks, I know that if you joined me in the first game, I'm not trying to bore you with it, but we are going to be looking for sponsors in our 2023 season, looking to get these boys into some more tournaments and to help support some of the facilities and training that these boys do. They train pretty specifically all winter long and into the early spring, and of course throughout the season. But give a listen here and support us and reach out. Please leave a comment if you can, but give a quick listen here.
Does your company support the community? Our MacNSeitz Baseball Club depends on generous donations in order to train and compete. Our sponsorship program has a variety of packages that fit into most any budget. With our live broadcast to YouTube and Twitter, our sponsors enjoy recognition of their community support, company logos cycled throughout our live streams, even audio commercials, just like this one. So if your company can help us reach our goals, please let us know by leaving a comment on our video. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, MacNSeitz 14U. Thank you for supporting local youth athletics. Now let's get back to some baseball.
And so one batter up, one batter down. Nice play by Arlo Mai out there at third. And play sneaking up on me quicker than I was ready for. So batter number 2 taking the first pitch for ball 1. Just a little bit high. This one coming inside and rolls away, getting away from Paul. He's done such a good job behind the dish there, and I give a lot of accolades to catchers because it's such a tough job. And, you know, home plate umpire taking a couple of balls in the last game as well. Foul tip there. So Brooks continuing to do a great job keeping it in the zone. And a strike 2 call. Swing and a miss. That'll be strike 3 and 2 down. And that brings up number 26 for the Olathe Falcons, Cooper, to the plate. 2 down now here, top of the third. Got an even matchup now, one with a score of 1-1. And batter takes the first pitch for a ball. Ball too high. This one in play, over to third. Arlo Mai handles it, no problem. Out number 3. And now the boys getting back to showing some of that defense that we've seen them and what they're capable of doing in some of these last tournament games. That's what it's going to take to compete, certainly at this level and any level higher. And it's fun to watch when these boys can take a ground ball that should be routine, because we say it should be routine. It's not as easy as a lot of people make it out to be, but when you get used to watching the pros, there's so much talk about launch angle from the plate, and that launch angle is really how the bat comes across that, not necessarily comes across the strike zone, but it comes across the hitting zone. And so there's just a little bit of a degree where that bat comes across the plate in an upward trajectory. And they talk about launch angle in the pros so much because the fielding is so strong in the infield, and very little gets by fielders in the major leagues. And so it's interesting as you watch professional sports and then try to compare, young men that are still learning their craft and practicing their craft and all that. But Arlo Mai doing a great job there on a couple of ground balls and getting a couple of outs. Brooks Carr doing a good job keeping the ball in the zone and making guys swing and putting the ball into play. So now what we need to do is see if we can get behind in the box here and get some bats going. All right, and with that, number 4, Evan Book at the plate. Takes that first pitch for a strike call. So still a close matchup here. All even at 1-1. Ball in play. This one bounces in front of short. And he makes a nice throw over to first, but it gets by that first baseman, and Evan will reach on air. Doing a nice job getting the ball in play and making his way on base. So leadoff batter now on first. And that's going to bring up number 3-6, Austin Strength, to the plate. Austin attempted to bunt. That ends up going foul. Looked like Evan was on a steal. And so Coach maybe looking for a little small ball here. I'm not sure. All right. Austin swinging away on that one. That one fouling back. And he's looking game. Evan still over on first. Left-handed pitcher up. That's always an interesting dynamic to me as you take your lead off at first. Different when you have a left-handed pitcher up. Austin's Strength takes one for the team. Gets with a hit by pitch. And that'll put 2 on and nobody down. And this is the type of situation where we need to be in and we've got to capitalize on and bring some runs home. Top of the lineup now, Ryder Vota at the plate. Nice hit. Oh, it didn't get past the infield. Second baseman handles it for out number 1. That one sounds like maybe it went off the end of the bat, and at first I thought it was going to carry, and no going there, but swinging away, and that's exactly what we need. Is we need these boys to be swinging the bat and getting this ball in play. Ball down for ball 1. And the lefty up on the hill, continuing to work his pitching. Another ball down. Evan goes. There's going to be a throw down at third. Tag is high. And both runners advance on a ball that really wasn't a pass ball, just kind of got away from the catcher just a little bit. And that takes heads-up base running. MacNSeitz doing a good job there, and now 2 runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss. That's Reed Eckert at the plate. Another swing and a miss. That ball bouncing away from him, catch again. So I don't know if that's going off the hard pit, the hard part of his catcher's mitt, or if it's coming in and bouncing out. He's just not squeezing it. Not sure exactly what's happening. It's just rolling away just a little bit there. Ball high, and that's going to now be a full count. So just 1 down, 2 runners in scoring position. And Reed fouls that one out to the right side. So continuing with the quality at bat here. And just got to be looking to get something in play, get these runs across. That one screams down the right line, but it is foul. So good quality at bat. He's continuing. And let's see if he can win this battle right here. And ball 4, that'll load the bases. And that brings up Arlo Mai. Arlo batting .478 on the season with a .783 slugging percentage. Add in his on-base percentage, his OPS, 1.303, so almost not a better batter to be up at the plate right now. He's got 11 RBIs here this fall. Big hit. This is a high fly ball to center field, and that's going to be an out. Runner will tag, and the throw is going to be off the mark. And Arlo with a sac fly and an RBI. And now MacNSeitz up 2-1 as the runners advance. This one hit over to third, and third baseman scoops it up and tags the runner. So that's an unfortunate deal because the runner really did not have to advance, and he advanced at his own risk and was tagged out. That's just where we got to work on that baseball IQ and working on what the situation is and things like that. So unfortunate, but the way that it goes. And so these boys can take those opportunities and learn from them. And part of the reason why we do a lot of this video, let these boys go back in and take a look at it. Let the coaches go in and, hey, where does the team need additional instruction? I will say that you can see Coach Brady walking back with, I believe it was Brooks. It might have been Evan. I'm not sure. But walking back with the runner and explaining what that situation was and what he could have done differently there, that, you know, maybe it would have equated to a different turnout, or maybe it wouldn't have. Maybe the third baseman would have just made an easy throw over to first for that last out. But regardless, what you want to do is force guys to make plays. You want to force them to glove the ball, to throw the ball, and to catch the ball. So you have to do 3 different things in order for that out to come to fruition. And had he just held up instead of running into that tag, there's a possibility that could have come out differently. But regardless, the MacNSeitz team is does a great job there and at least gets 1 run across. We've been leaving way too many guys on base, but we're able to take a lead there. Oh, are we not? Oh, I must have the score wrong here. Doggone it. I'm showing 2-2 up on the scoreboard now. Dang it. My apologies, folks. This is what happens when I am doing too many different things at once. So I did not give the Olathe Falcons credit for a run. Well, here we are, nonetheless. Top of the 4th, now 2-2. All right, that brings up number 3-5 for the Olathe Falcons. Pops it up. Ryder Votalk calling for it. So 1 pitch and a pop-up and 1 out. Ryder doing a good job calling for the ball. Like third base was in the hunt for it as well, but Curveball, this one not finding the mark. And ball 2. So this would be, looks like number 1, Joey, for the Olathe Falcons out at the plate, as he takes the third pitch for ball number 3. And Brooks not finding the mark here on this at-bat. Little pop-up. Ryder Votaw once again calling for it. And that's going to be out number 2. So even when Brooks throwing 3 balls right in a row, comes back in, throws one in the zone, and gets a little pop-up. So that movement on the ball is so important. These boys still learning how to focus in and barrel up a ball. Swing and a miss. That's to number 10, Caden, for the Olathe Falcons. And hit by pitch. This one catches number 10 here on the left side, down low. Looks like he makes his way down to first, kind of unaffected. Swing and a miss. This pitch up pretty high, and Paul with a quick back pick down to first, but the runner makes it back safely. Pickoff attempt over first. Runner is back safely. Swing and miss for strike 2. And number 13 for the Olathe Falcons. Feeling some frustration. He's swinging away and just bat's not finding a home for that ball. 2 down here, top of the 4th. And ball outside. Swing and a miss. That's going to be strike 3. And that'll end the half inning. Paul puts a good tag out on the runner and kind of knocks him to the ground, but in a show of good sportsmanship, helps pick him up. And runner still taking a moment there to collect himself. All right, so here we are, all set to go, bottom of the fourth, in a really close matchup. Now 2-2. Jacob Larson at the plate. Olathe Falcons with a new pitcher out on the mound. Well, hard hit. This one's deep left. This one's rolling to the fence. Larson rounds first and heads to second and has a leadoff double. So first big hit of the day, and nice to finally see nobody down, and now that's going to bring up number 3-5, Logan Peterson, to the plate. This pitch high and inside, coming in at 53 miles an hour, so not quite the same amount of velocity that we were seeing on the last pitcher from the Falcons. And now 2-0. So working in first and then working out second. Both of them not finding the strike zone. Big swing and a miss. And you got to feel like Logan's like chomping at the bit to get after this pitch. Takes one for a strike call there, and that'll even up his count at 2-2. So it's interesting as you're in the batter's box and taking pitches, things that come in right at about shoulder height, they always look so good coming in. And it's those high pitches that are tough to hit when they come across high like that. This now works to a full count. And this is where we've struggled today. So let's see if Logan can get something going for us here. Takes another ball. He'll earn his base, and then that's going to bring up number 19, Tucker Lee, to the plate. So Logan swinging away on the couple that he had, but ultimately ends up walking, and that's how we've put a lot of our runners on base today, is via walk. And now we just got to look for some hits. Tucker showing bunt. And he bunts, moving the runners over, showing good speed, and has an infield hit. I'll tell you what, that was not textbook bunting, and actually one of the uglier bunts I've seen in a while. It popped well high, and I tell you what, not what you want to see, but hey, it all worked out. Has good speed down the base paths, and most importantly, advancing the runners, which is what we were looking for. So bases loaded, nobody down. And, man, can we get some of these runners in? Now that brings up Harrison Perkins to the plate. He takes the first pitch for a called strike. Looked like a curveball right down the middle. I'm not sure if it's a curveball or if it's just kind of a little bit slower velocity from the young man up on the hill. Harrison fouls this one back. And now down in the count, 0-2, 0-2. Harrison with 2 RBIs in the fall season so far. And a good slugging percentage of .545. So runners in hitting and scoring position. Ooh. And he takes a ball in that one. That one was close. Now 1-2 count. And fans for the Olathe Falcons wanted that one to be a strike 3 call. And strike 3 looking. Harrison holding out his hands, and MacNSeitz continuing to do it for ourselves here. putting guys on base, we got to get them across the plate. And that brings up number 5, Brooks Carr. Only 188 on the season right now, but slugging percentage of .250. Puts this one in play just over the pitcher's head, goes back to shortstop. Shortstop misplays it. Run comes across, and that'll put MacNSeitz up 3-2. So bases are still loaded. And now we've got number 5'8", Odie Saxon, out at the plate. Ball down. Umpire indicating to the pitcher that where the ball was at. And you've heard me talk about that before. I really appreciate it when the umpires are communicating with the pitching staff. Hard hit. This one. RBI single. Nice throw in from left field. Saves any additional runs from coming in, but bases are loaded and MacNSeitz seems to be rolling at this point. So 4-2, still a close game, and we'll look to continue to stretch that margin out just about as far as we can go. Now Evan Book out at the plate. And a strike on that first pitch. So Evan doing a good job putting the ball in play on his last at-bat. And mishandled, I think, by the first baseman on the catch because I thought the shortstop made a good play on it. And a nice hit. This one will be a single as well. Left side, left fielder misplays it, gets by him. 2 runs will score, and the throw comes in over to third. Evan Book with 2 RBIs and a nice hit. He'd been looking for one this fall and finally has it. So a great stroke right there, and a misplay by the left fielder ended up in more runs. Fly ball, this one center field. Center fielder handles it. Runner tags. There's a throw coming in. And Odie will score another run. So sac fly there. That brings up Ryder Votaw to the plate. Fouls that one back and out of play. So Ryder with 4 RBIs in the fall season and a .316 slugging percentage. We'll see if he can add to that here, and he does. This one gets through the infield, gets by the left fielder again. Ryder with good speed. He rounded first, but thinks better of it and heads back. But with an RBI single there, and MacNSeitz continuing to roll. Ball out, Ryder steals second, and throw not nearly in time. You got to think of the 3 or 4 kids that have real good speed on the team, and Ryder certainly being one of those, was definitely going to be attempting to steal at some point. Pitcher not doing a great job of holding the runner on, and Ryder does that. Ball in play. This is a little chipper over to first base by Reed Eckert, and that one will be out number 3. So getting a little happy on my scoring overlay there, but score now 8-2 in favor of MacNSeitz. And certainly going to be in our interest here in pool play to keep all the runs allowed down. Now we allowed 9 in the first game and also lost, and so that's going to certainly hurt our seeding. Hoping to pull out a win here, and if we can hold the Olathe Falcons to only scoring 2, that will certainly help us in our seeding for tomorrow in bracket play. And so typically the way bracket play works is you play pool games depending on if it's a 3-game guarantee, 4-game, or 5-game guarantee. This is a 3-game guarantee, so you play 2 pool games, and then it moves on to bracket play and single elimination. And so based off of the performance in those first 2 games in pool play, you'll receive a seed. And so that's going to be based off of wins first, wins and losses, and then second, runs allowed, and then after that, runs scored, and so on and so forth. So number 5, Brooks Carr, still out on the bump. Looks like Paul McLinney is going to get a little bit of a break from behind the dish, and Arlo Mai going to be behind the plate for the first time this fall. So fun to see. And a little check swing for strike 1. So Brooks continuing to find the zone and get these batters swinging. A lot of little pop-ups and good movement on his pitching. Arlo doing a good job digging down in the dirt, trying to keep that one in front of him. Nail that one down in the dirt. That'll work for a 2-1 count. As Brooks continues to work from the windup. This one's a little dribbler down to third. And that'll be out number 1. So that looks like Jacob Larson over at third right now, making a nice play. And ball high. Now it looks like my lightning charger cable for my phone decided to quit on me today. Now my phone is about to run out of battery. That's what I'm using to do the scoring overlay. So I'm trying to figure out how to get my wife's phone to do the scoring for me. As Brooks with a nice pitch there for a swing and a miss and a strike 2 call. Now a 1-2 count. And a strike 3 call. So Brooks with a strikeout there, and that'll be 2 down here in top of the 5th. Strike 1. Oh. There we go. And now a 1-1 count. So a nice glove by Arlo there. And now a 2-1 count, you know, and looking back at some of these pitching stats with Brooks, and I tell you, ball in play over to third. This one gets through the infield, and that'll be a single for the Olathe Falcons. So 2 down here now, top of the 5th. Runner on first. Brooks started this game, has made it through 5 innings so far. Pop up, Arlo coming back for it, and makes a nice play right in front of me. Fantastic, right up against the fence for out number 3. I love to see that. And I'll have to go back in and take a look and see if if you guys were able to see that on any of the video. I don't think the camera views will capture that one for you, but man, what a nice effort to get up and back and then catch it right up against the fence. So that is going to move us into the bottom of the 5th. I'm going to go on a short hiatus here as I try to figure out how to switch phones. All right, folks. I'm back. Now 3-0 count to Arlo Mai, and I was finally able to figure out how to share the scoring application using my lovely wife, Delana Lee, using her phone. As Arlo takes a pitch for a strike 1 call, now 3-1 count. So here we are, bottom of the 5th, and MacNSeitz up 8-2 against the Olathe Falcons. Ground ball hit over to short, and that'll be out number 1. I tell you what, Arlo hasn't had a whole lot of luck getting on base here recently, but I tell you what, he's putting the ball in play. Still a fantastic batter, and I think one of the better hitters on the team. That brings up number 12, Paul McClenny. And so I don't think anybody has hit lights out yet today here in pool play out at the 3-2 Oktoberfest. But if we can just hold on here, we might be able to go 1-1 on the day as ball takes one down in the dirt. So now a 1-0 count. Paul showing good discipline and again leading the team in just about every category hitting-wise. Takes a strike call there. So a 1-1 count. Looks like number 33, Jacob Larson, is on deck, awaiting his turn. Paul pops this one up. Pitcher's going for it, and he's able to reel that in for out number 2. And man, I wish we could have that first game back, because the boys seem to have a little bit more life in them right now. And so that brings up number 33, Jacob Larson, with a fantastic hit in his last at-bat. Patiently takes a ball outside for ball number 1. Another ball, this one outside and down in the dirt as well. Catcher doing a good job to get his glove on it. Losing track of it for just a moment in the dust. Fly ball. Looks like Larson got underneath that one just a little bit. And second baseman reels that in, but narrowly averts disaster there as the shortstop was right on top of him as well. So that will retire the 5th inning and take us over to top of the 6th. Again, folks, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. If you take a moment and you are watching the videos, if you go back in and like those videos for me, I'd really appreciate that as well. Again, we're using a lot of the videos and whatnot and for our corporate sponsors, and so they're very interested in our YouTube analytics. I need as many family members as possible, and so I'll give you an example. My family, myself, my wife, and my 2 sons, Tucker and Camden. So Tucker playing on this team, and both my wife and I have our own YouTube accounts. It's a free account, no charge. My son does as well. All 3 of us subscribe to the channel, and so the more subscribers that we get, the better our analytics look, and the more people that like the videos, the better that looks as well. And it makes it a little bit more enticing for sponsors to come along and help us out. So looks like we're going to be moving here pretty quickly into top of the 6th, and pitcher not taking a lot of warm-up balls. So sticking with Brooks Carr here and possibly trying to bring in a complete game. Not sure where we're at on the time limit here, but nonetheless, he is up on the bump and ready to go. Ball down. And a foul back. Now 1-1. So turning into a beautiful day as we knew it would. And sun's out. Temperature's finally starting to come up. And the boys are finally starting to play some good ball. That one rolling away and getting away from Marlowe. And now a 2-1 count. Ball high, 3-1 count. And again, not sure exactly where Brooks's pitch count is at, but it's got to be getting up there. His arm's got to be getting a little bit tired. As that one gets away from him, and number 16 earns a walk. So boys, in this situation, and you know, I heard Ryder's father here shouting out to the infield, you know, look for two. And I think on 3 separate occasions now, we've actually turned 2. And so not 3 today, but 3 this fall. And so the boys have done a good job of finding those opportunities and making good plays and good transitions. Ooh, I'm not sure where that one missed. So 2 balls. And it looks like Coach Brady is calling a quick timeout here, wants to consult with Brooks on where he's at. Got to be thinking that his getting a little fatigued and whatnot, but coach up there giving him some encouraging words, and it looks like possibly going to continue to keep with him here. So that looks to be the case. And Arlo makes his way back out to work behind the dish.
Turn 2 infield.
Obviously, as you look at tournament play and how many innings are pitched, how many balls are pitched, and stuff like that will tell you whether or not you're going to be able to pitch the following day. And I will tell you right now that we won't see Brooks pitching tomorrow, and certainly needing good, healthy arm rest here as he's pitched 6 innings. Fly ball right side. This one handled by number 3-5 out of first base for out number 1. So moving some guys around here defensively, and you know, certainly fall ball is a great time to do that, and working guys in and off of the bench as well. Foul ball. So it looked like that was Logan Peterson out there at first base. And I've been so accustomed to seeing Odie Saxon out there, and both boys doing a good job. But just a defensive substitution there. Arlo doing a good job keeping that ball in front of him. And now on a 1-1 count, we've got 1 down here, top of the 6th. And again, trying to keep our seating about as good as we can here, only giving up 2 runs as this one's fouled out of play. So number 3-5 for the Olathe Falcons, Trenton up at the plate. Ball high, Arlo throws down to second. Not a bad throw. We weren't able to reel that one in. Ryder with his hands on his head. I think he wanted that one back. But Falcons now with a runner on second. And count 1-2. High fly ball. Harrison Perkins tracking this one down, and he hauls that in for out number 2. Runner does tag, but Harrison makes a fantastic throw over to third, and that'll be out number 3. So Harrison with a fantastic play right there. Shallow right field. Reels that one in, but it's more towards the foul line, and still makes a fantastic throw all the way over to third as the runner tagged from second, not showing great speed, and we're able to put the tag on and get out of that inning. And we'll take a quick break here in between innings. Give a listen if you can.
Does your company support the community? Our MacNSeitz Baseball Club depends on generous donations in order to train and compete. Our sponsorship program has a variety of packages that fit into most any budget. With our live broadcast to YouTube and Twitter, our sponsors enjoy recognition of their community support, company logos cycled throughout our live streams, even audio commercials, just like this one. So if your company can help us reach our goals, please let us know by leaving a comment on our video. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, MacNSeitz 14U. Thank you for supporting local youth athletics. Now let's get back to some baseball.
All right, folks. We now have Logan Peterson up at the plate. Coach Brady conferring with the home plate umpire on his way out to third base. On the game time. Ground ball over to short. And the first baseman misses the throw, and Logan makes hard hit ground ball over to second base. And so 2 ground balls and 2 errors, and that's going to equate to runners on the corners. So, folks, having a little issue here with that scoring overlay. I don't know what the deal is today, but Tucker Lee makes his way over to second, uncontested, on a steal to second. So just to recap what's happened so far here in bottom of the 6th. Logan with a ground ball over to short, error out at first base. The ball gets by the first baseman, and Logan makes his way quickly over to second, no hesitation. Then Tucker Lee has a hard hit ground ball over to second. He bobbles the ball. Tucker makes his way on base, Logan over to third, and then Tucker steals to second. And so now 2 runners on, second and third, and a 3-0 count to Harrison Perkins. So Perkins with 2 RBIs on the fall season so far. Looking to add to that and increase our margin. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and that'll be ball 4, but it's a pass ball, and Logan comes in, no problem. That'll make the contest now 9-2, and Tucker is able to make his way over to second, from second to third, while Logan went home. And Harrison showing great speed, making his way over to second uncontested. And so boys doing a good job on the base paths right now. Brooks Carr up at the plate, taking the first pitch for ball number 1. And I can't get anything to work here. Swing and a miss. And that'll even up the count now, 1-1. And it looks like the opposing coach is coming out and talking to the home plate umpire. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. home plate umpire taking a quick moment here to clean off the plate, and catcher caught the ball in a tough spot here. So the coach just giving him a little friendly break here. I talked about it earlier with Paul. His catchers take a beating behind the dish, and now play resumes. Ground ball over to short. That'll be an out, but Brooks Carr doing his job, putting the ball in play, and has an RBI, and that'll be the game, folks. So MacNSeitz going 1-1 on the day. Not playing well in that early matchup against the KC Renegades, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity to play them in bracket play later this tournament, redeem ourselves. But Olathe Falcons do a good job early, keeping it close, and MacNSeitz is able to break it away and finish this game out 10-2. We'll see where the bracket seeding ends up at later, probably early this evening to later this evening, and we'll find out what time we play. We'll post that update on both our Facebook and Twitter accounts, so if you follow us there, we would appreciate that as well. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our channels and make sure you give our videos a like, leave us comments, and we'll be happy to incorporate that into our stream. So thanks so much again, and MacNSeitz all done today. Thanks for watching.